Half Grown Drones. Today we're talking E010 micro drones. We've got the E011. This is a new little micro quadcopter from E010, very similar to the super popular E010, which is basically an Inductrix clone. People love this because it's fun to fly inside, it's cheap, and it's super durable. Why do you want this one with this goofy Lego guy on top? The motors are bigger. It is more powerful and more fun to fly. Now, when we take this little Lego guy off, and we compare these things, it's about 5 grams heavier. That's not a whole lot when you come to measure the thrust, and we did measure the thrust. We've got thrust videos coming up. You can check those out, but almost twice as much power coming out of this guy than this one, right? For 5 extra grams, go with this. Now, if you have an E010, there are a few things you can do to make this a better, faster drone. One thing we would recommend is move from the stock 30C battery to the 45C battery. You're going to get a little bit more juice flowing to this thing, which means it's going to be a little bit quicker, a little more responsive. We've got links to this specific upgraded battery on our site if you want to check that out. Another big improvement, probably better than even the battery, is moving to a 3-blade prop, right? These 4-blade props aren't quite as efficient, right? A little bit more thrust come from these. We tested that also with our thrust measurement system. So you're gonna wanna check that out. We've got videos for that coming up too. But, right, flying these things like this is kind of fun, but the real way to do it is to add a camera. An FPV camera. You can fly from the perspective of the drone right here from the front. And these cameras, not super expensive, right? You can pick one up for about 20 bucks, $20 to $30, depending on which one you get. And we're gonna show you how to attach it to the drone, right? You can put it on an E010, or better yet, buy an E011, and put it on this thing, because this is a better, faster drone. All right, so when we're talking about flying these things, yes, this one has a lot more power, but they're tuned about the same, so they're not super aggressive, easy to fly indoors. We'd love to see them a little bit more aggressively tuned, but this one, when you're trying to do maneuvers, will lose altitude. It just doesn't have the power to hold, but this one does. That's what makes this nicer. Something else that is a little bit different with the 11 here, this frame is a little bit different. It's not quite as rigid, which I think is actually a good thing. It's gonna kind of bend a little bit. It's not gonna break as easily as this drone, which is a decent frame. But on our website, we've designed, taking into account some of the flaws of this one, we've designed some 3D printed frames that you can get for free from our website, along with a lot of other cool stuff like our Spark drone. Another thing that's nice about the 11 here is you have motor connectors on the board. So if you burn out a motor and you want to replace one, you don't have to solder it to the board like you did on this one. That is a huge time saver. I hate soldering. It's a pain in the butt. You don't have to do that. Now you will have to solder your camera, but we'd recommend an actual connector so you can kind of move these from drone to drone if you want. We'll show you how to do that as well. Last thing I'm going to talk about is the remotes. They're slightly different. You'll notice that I've got buttons here for flip and speed, but I lose those here on the E011, right? This is the 010 remote. So I'm going to push in the sticks, also known as the gimbals, for those functions. So it does still have those functions. Also has headless mode, return to home. That one almost never works, but the headless mode seems to work quite well. They did elongate the sticks here, which is nice, probably not quite long enough. So what we've done is we've gone ahead and 3D printed some extensions. This makes it a lot easier to fly. You can pick up these 3D printed parts for free on our website, halfchrome.com. All right, so if you are going to fly FPV, you're going to need some goggles. We've got the Fat Shark version 2 Dominators. They're a favorite of a lot of racers. Love the low profile. It even has a DVR so you can record your flights. Now, if you want some inexpensive goggles that also have a DVR, the E010 VRD2s, these are great. They even have a diversity antenna so you get a little bit better reception, good picture on these guys. And they're under 100 bucks, so that's pretty awesome. I've got links for both of these in the description below, so check that out. Also, information on our website, halfchrome.com. If you liked the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and for more information on drones like these and more, go to halfchrome.com. Thanks for watching.